Hello, folks. My name is Matt Chiodo. I am the lead on the tech heat pump water heater permitting pilot. I think Peter mentioned this a little bit. We are in partnership with the tech team as well as great contributions for BayREN as well. So the goals of the permitting pilot is to simplify the permitting process for heat pump water heaters. The hope of the pilot itself is to develop a single-day permit like for like from a heat pump water heater to a natural gas conversion. Obviously, that aligns a lot with the tech goals of spurring the market and hopefully getting more heat pump water heaters adopted around the Bay Area. Third goal of the permitting pilot is to support ongoing efforts to train building departments on heat pump water heater best practices. Again, this goes to the overarching goal of getting more heat pump water heaters out there, simplifying the process so it's easier for both contractors and local building departments to navigate. So this slide gives roles and goals of different avenues which we've been receiving input. First is we've held a large stakeholder group session on September 30th to receive feedback on how heat pump water heaters are being adopted throughout the Bay Area and California at large. The stakeholder group session includes contractors, local building department folks, general building professionals, architects, consultants. It's really was designed as a way to receive feedback from a large array of groups in order to spur conversation and really dive into the hurdles that the heat pump water heaters are facing and the permitting issues associated with them. Secondly, we held two dedicated working group sessions. The working group were smaller groups of just local building department staff with members in the Bay Area. The first one was held on December 9th, which was a continuation of some of the conversations that were held that were had on that September 30th called, which is to say, identifying what are the major hurdles for heat pump water heaters, what are the permitting requirements currently in place, what are some best practices that could be proliferated. That led to a follow-up conversation on January 27th, where my team presented a series of materials, which I'll flash shortly to folks here, which were intended to streamline the permitting process or simplify the permitting process. That session was incredibly productive, helped us clarify the materials that we developed, which will then be unveiled to, again, a larger stakeholder group session, our second, which will be held on March 24th next week. The intention of that meeting will be for the array of contractors, consultants, architects, and local building department folks, even outside the Bay Area, to look at these materials, provide feedback, and provide input on them. So what were the resources that we developed? Well, we developed 3 specific resources to facilitate a single-day heat pump water heater permit. First is a 2019 heat pump water building code assistance sheet. It's just a sheet of the permitting requirements associated with successfully achieving a heat pump water heater permit. Second is a supplemental permit template. It is a mock template that local building departments could use, could implement, and then contractors could use. And the third is an electrical load estimator or a load calculator to simplify load calculations. So first of these resources, flashing briefly here, is the Building Codes Assistance Sheet. It has all the permitting requirements associated with a heat pump water heater permit. But heat pump water heaters, obviously, because this is the 2019 code cycle, it is up to date with the 2019 code. I know that we are transitioning into the 2022 code. Per the 2022 code updates, this sheet will also have a refresh as well. The second item here is, again, just the second part of the sheet, which is just going over the building code requirements for heat pump water heaters, identifying them, giving folks just a bolded list of the requirements related to successfully achieving a heat pump water heater permit. The third item that we have here is a supplemental permit template. Again, mentioned from the top. This is intended for building departments to implement and for contractors to use. Again, this is a draft. We're going to be receiving feedback on March 24th, but this is our best estimate of what a successful permit would look like. Just briefly navigating here, folks, when they can fill an online version here, clicking this field, which will allow the user to submit a site and floor plan image into this specific field. These items have the code considerations. If a heat pump water heater is going in the garage, it's going indoor, it's going outside, it's outdoor condenser, if it's going in an attic, as well as a basic diagram here, a single line electrical diagram, and some code compliance elements here as well. Third, we developed a load calculator sheet. We've developed two different iterations of these. First is more intensive, as flashed here. This is an Excel sheet, so folks can go into this if they fill it out appropriately. It is the more technical of the two calculators that we are proposing. The second, more straightforward, is in compliance with code section 2020.87. It takes the maximum existing load. This calculator is a little bit simpler, whereas this a little bit more intensive, but we would really appreciate folks' feedback on these resources. So for anybody who is interested in reviewing these, providing feedback, again, there is a stakeholder group meeting on March 24th. I will put the registration link in the chat for folks who are interested. And other next steps, we've successfully identified a partner jurisdiction who will be piloting these resources. That partner jurisdiction is going to be the city of Pleasant Hill, which we're very excited about. So for folks interested, I can drop the link to attend that March 24th session. And Jennifer, I can kick it back to you to start the panel.